stage. Well, thank you. And I would like to know more. First of all, it's extremely. I like that you gave just the pure positive push without focusing on the obvious negative that is behind. It's very encouraging. How did you end up doing it? How did it happen?
I've been to India several times, and I got to know about this campaign, Stop Acid Attacks. And yeah, I was interested in what they are doing, and just like that positive vibe that you can see in the movie, it's actually what you experience there. Like, it's very much that these women like look forward, that they are. So yeah, I was kind of amazed by what they are actually doing for themselves and for others, and I was following that campaign, and then I got in touch with them and asked them if I can do this documentary movie about them, and they were up for it, so we went there.
And they saw it?
Yeah, it was like a very good resonance, and actually last weekend it was also shown at a film festival in southern India where, like, which focuses on and yeah, so this was a very good response.
I noticed that there were men collaborating with them, and also as clients of the bar. And yeah, I'm wondering how, because at the end of the day, this is a story of men violence. And, yeah, my question would be like, how others approach this project, deal with it? Like, how do they support them? How do they use their voice to support them somehow?
Well, I mean, there are, like what you now saw in the movie, there are men working at the cafe. There are also women working there, like, and also in the campaign, there are a lot of men as well supporting the cause, and yeah, I mean, they are pushing it forward as well. So.
And the campaign is nationwide.
Yes. Yes.
You know some numbers?
You mean numbers
How
of
many
acid attacks?
Yeah, but also how many girls are part of the organization, how many they joined. And
Well, I mean, at that time in 2015, we met around 8 girls who were actually active in the cafe, but then there are a lot of other women who've gone through these attacks and who are not working in these cafes. I mean, there are like every organization that works with acid attack survivors will tell you different numbers, but for 2015, people told us of about 400 nationwide attacks that were reported. But then, of course, like the number that doesn't get reported is much higher. And yeah, so they are kind of like reaching out to these people and trying to make them aware of the campaign and what support can be given there. Yeah.
Is there any sign of a decrease?
Well, actually, when you look at the numbers, there's actually an increase, but I think it also has to do with the law and how it's getting treated. Like a couple of years ago, acid attacks were not much more than like normal, what do you call it, like physical, like violence.
Okay.
So there was no certain law that, that recorded acid attacks. And Lakshmi, who didn't appear in the movie, but who we met and who's also in the credits there, she is actually the one who sued the Indian state and got the law changed. So now, of course, now they get recorded as acid attacks. Before that, it was just so.
Questions?
Yeah, what's the motivation behind it? Is it sexual or to steal money, or why they are attacked?
The question is to explain a bit more what is the reason behind the attacks.
So in most cases, the victims are women, the attackers are men. So it's actually sexualized violence. And in most cases, it's that the man has, what do you call that? No, that he asked, yeah, like jealousy, but also like a marriage proposal, and it got rejected, and then
Testing.
Yeah, usually these attacks are because the man doesn't want the woman to be beautiful and free without him if he is rejected, and so they try to ruin their face so that nobody else can have them.
But in Rupa's case, it was her stepmother who attacked her. That's quite unusual. So, and also I didn't want to really point it out in the movie because that's also not what we experienced when we were there. Like, these women were not looking back and what happened, but they were really looking forward. So we want to emphasize too much on the attack. But yeah, I mean, Rupa's case is kind of special, and you also do have other cases where neighbors get into fights about land or land rights. So that's also another major reason. But in India or South Asia especially, it's mostly sexualized violence.
Another question?
In one sequence of the movie, there was a bus going to the cafe, and the people were like posing with the girls. Is that usually they come there with tourist buses, and is that one way they make their money, I suppose, or is it?
Well, in that case, in that cafe in Agra, I mean, Agra is like a major tourist location in India because of the Taj Mahal that is located there as well. So there actually a lot of tourists come, a lot of white people come there as well. So that's something we didn't want to exclude from the movie, but that's also what they are kind of like what the campaign is targeting for, you know, like they are targeting tourists because they will, of course, donate a lot of money.
Okay,
So
yeah, well, okay, then that's understandable.
Yeah.
It's just always a little. I always had funny feelings about like long neck women, or what do I know, also in Asia, and I know people go and look at them like in the zoo. Yeah?
definitely, like we didn't want to exclude it from the movie, but we also didn't want to have
Exactly.
it too much in there. Like, but you would have these not exactly like bus loads of tourists, but I mean this was kind of special that a whole bus came. But then like you will have a lot of white or Western tourists in that cafe.
Okay,
Definitely.
one hand washes the other, so to say.
Yeah.
So you want to tell us what's next for you? What are you working on now?
I'm starting to work on the next movie, but we are still kind of like in the decision-making
Is it a
process, finding
documentary?
ideas. Yeah, it will also be a documentary, but we are very much at the start of it, so there's nothing much I can tell about it.
But yeah, question.
So how long did the documentary take from start to finish?
You mean the filming?
Yeah. No, like the entire thing, I guess.
Well, we were in India for like about 3 to 4 weeks, where we really daily met these women, and especially Rupa. And the post-production took around maybe 2 months, maybe more.
And before the filming, how long did it take to actually?
I can't really say, like maybe all in all together it would have taken about half a year, like everything, you know, yeah.
So we look forward for the next project. You can follow them. You're working as is it a group production company? How do you...
Like this movie was completely like self-organized, self-financed, so there's no
But
production.
with a partner,
Yeah, like Patrick was with me, but he can't be here today. We're just the two of us. He will also do camera in the next project, but we are a bit bigger. The team is a bit bigger than last time.
Okay, then we wish you the best. Thank you again for joining us.